Warning, the following show features stunts performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, the reality guys and producers must insist that none of these opinions be taken as facts. Now, please enjoy the show.
Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined, as always, we had a nice squad here tonight. We have Brian.
What's up?
Brett.
Howdy.
And Waleed.
What's up, boys?
We are here, the Challenge Ride or Die, season 38. This is part one of the three-part finale event with the final four teams. Episode 17 is entitled Riders on the Storm. Like I mentioned, we're at our final four teams here in the challenge: Jordan and Anissa, Tori and Devin, Bananas and Nani, and the rookie squad of Olivia and Horacio. And I'm not going to bury the lead. We're going to talk all about the finale, the different options. We're going to talk about Pelotons, everything like that. But unfortunately, I want to talk about something that, Brian, I'm glad you're on, because this is something that goes back to like when we first started reviewing the challenge way back when. Olivia, unfortunately, two injuries. The second one being a ricochet golf ball back to hit her in the nose, broke her nose, led her to being eliminated. Leads to Horacio, who's been like a season MVP, being eliminated because his teammate is eliminated. Bri, that is probably the thing we almost hate the most about the challenge, outside of not always tracking the time and scores, is that you get eliminated if your teammate gets eliminated. So I thought an overall good first episode of the finale, but I'm very disappointed with the decision by the producers. How do you feel?
I mean, I usually am, but the premise of this season is Ryder dies, unfortunately. So,
but aren't you alive if one of your people is alive?
I mean, that's what I thought he was alluding to. In many, like, it's the same thing with those dumb eliminations for weeks. But I just, they're going to do whatever they want because obviously they want somebody to win. So that doesn't fit their narrative. I think this show is very fixed a lot of the times, especially knowing who wins the season. So I'm not surprised that like he got kicked.
Just a note, Brian is the only one who knows because he got himself spoiled.
That's why I haven't been on. I mean, I watched every episode. I just don't be on because I know who wins.
Even earlier off camera, Brian told me that he heard there might be two winners and both of them are still there.
Yeah,
right?
so like I was hoping that like Horacio and Olivia were one of the teams that I saw, then I could debunk one of those tweets that I saw, but they're both still alive. So really, there's a 66% chance I know who wins.
Going into the the conspiracy theory that it's rigged, which with the dagger pulls early on, that definitely seemed to be the case. Later on, it seemed like it wasn't because Bananas and Nani were going in, even though they pulled first. But I mean, all the teams that are left at this point are definitely like producer favorites. I mean, Anissa and Jordan have been around forever, and same with the other two teams that are winning at this point. But yeah, going back to the Horacio and Olivia thing. So when they were talking about you live or die by your ride or die, I was thinking just like the eliminations, if your partner's in the game, you're in the game. So when Horacio is wanting to like do double duty or take a penalty to keep going, I was all for it.
I agree.
I mean, he's such a beast that he would probably be better alone than with Olivia, but I still wanted to see it. So I'm mad that they DQ'd him just like they usually do in the past. So that was annoying.
Waleed, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, on our last review, me and Brett were talking at the end of it. I asked, I was like, who do you think's going to win? My prediction was Horacio, Olivia. I went out on the limb saying the two rookies, because they were so dominant all season, were going to win. So seeing that all was so gut-wrenching for me. And, I really liked watching them throughout the season. You rarely get to see rookies just like, dominate the game the way that they did. And, that was unfortunate. And from what I understand too, actually, the diagnosis for her injury came out. I think she broke her face in like 5 places, actually, not just her nose. Like,
it's so like she looks like an avatar.
Yeah, so like she definitely needed some sort of like surgery after that. That looked really painful. I felt for her, and definitely felt even more for Horacio watching that. And now it's pretty much one of two teams is going to win.
Right.
It's either Tori or Devin or Johnny and Nani. And Anissa and Jordan don't have a shot in hell. So
okay, so let's talk about that part because as on schedule, Anissa rolls her ankle 6 seconds into the challenge, running to station 1. Now, before I will back up and we'll talk Pelotons in a second, but just the fact that in the morning she literally ran over a twig and rolled her ankle. I actually yelled at the TV. You gotta be kidding me! Like,
She's pathetic. I just can't wait to say she's absolutely pathetic.
Yeah,
Pathetic on all levels.
yeah.
She was saying something like, "Oh, I'm on." Like she was giving a confessional. I was just like, I said out loud, "Bullshit!" Like you stink. You're never gonna
She's
win.
not good. She's not good.
Yeah, Jordan's great.
If it's a challenge that requires pure strength, that's it. She'll excel at it. Anything with endurance and stamina, man. Like God, she's just
AKA a
getting
4-day
worse and
final.
worse every season.
And blaming Jordan.
4-day final.
Yeah, she was blaming Jordan. I was just like, oh my God, like you
Blaming your
get
partner
injured in
who's a
mile
beast
like
that he's got one
two.
hand.
You didn't have to cut. You could have walked around.
Yeah.
She could have just watched where she was going, I guess. But I mean, like she said, I heard her say elsewhere that it was, hard to see in the woods, which I mean, I
It
guess.
was light out.
It's just,
It was the morning.
I mean, I've twisted my ankle running in, unknown circumstances and it hurts, but she's not even injured, I guess, at this point. Like for me, I couldn't run for a week, but
I don't know about you guys, but if I'm running on something that's not a flat ground, I'm constantly
I
looking
always
down
look down.
to see what I'm seeing. Or you look in front of you, like, okay, in a couple steps, I need to evade this tree brute or something. She just was running. Her head was just up. She's like a quarterback looking downfield.
Morning. Like there wasn't like day 3, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, give me a break.
Let's rewind real quick. The night before wasn't a crazy challenge. They had to cumulatively ride Peloton bikes 60 kilometers. So right, Brett, 60 kilometers, 100 kilometers. 100 kilometers, which is 62 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So we brought this up last night. Brett, I have to see if Brett says I have 3 hours to do 31 miles on a Peloton. Do you guys think I can do it in under 3 hours?
Yes.
100%.
Brett, you might be effed, bro. You might have thrown that number way too high.
I say no.
You say no?
It happens sometimes.
So
dude.
so we were talking about this last night on the other recording that broke.
The lost tape.
So funny enough, I don't ride Pelotons, but people were on the treadmill in my apartment. So I jumped on the Peloton and watched the challenge. And within 10 minutes of the episode starting, they're on Pelotons. So I was like, this is a challenge for me. Can I ride 31 miles and how long will it take me? Well, let's just say, I took 3 breaks because my knees hurt and it took me like 70 minutes to go 10 miles. So
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Brett gave you 3 hours.
I was pacing myself like Devin because it's not a timed event.
I'm going to hit the time.
I'm
just saying, I don't think
riding a bike is a lot easier.
Look out for our YouTube shorts to see Bill take on the Peloton 31 mile challenge.
I would do that if I had a good bike. I have a shitty bike in this corner. If I had a good bike, I would do that.
I have a real racing like road bike, but it's like 11 degrees outside, Brian.
Oh no, dude! I walked outside today. It's freezing.
I'm doing the Peloton. I'll do that tomorrow morning. I don't know if 31 miles. All right, whatever. I'm doing it.
3 hours is a long time.
Anyway,
that's a short, Bill. You can and speed it up, do it in slow motion and speed it up.
We're moving on to station 1, which was the 10 bolas to land on a station. Every 2 bolas you land, you get to drop a gross shake onto someone that they have to drink before they can proceed. This one I thought was a good first start. This is where Olivia bloodied her finger up. Devin and Bananas were beating the hell out of each other to start with shakes. They came to a truce. And they ignored Jordan and Anissa the whole time. Very funny. I thought it was a good start.
Has anyone here ever thrown a bola before?
Yeah.
Isn't that just ladder golf?
Ones. Yeah, the little lawn ones. The golf
balls. Ladder golf?
Oh, yeah. It looked like the
ladder golf, right?
Was there just razor blades on the end of these? Like, how did she cut her finger?
She was holding the ball where it was like connected by a chain or something.
Is she diabetic or something? She cuts herself very easy.
But then Tori's like, oh, you got to throw it from the middle. You know how to throw a bola.
You never make me bleed my own blood.
Nobody.
I started throwing bolas back when Kangaroo Jack came out, except I was throwing them horizontal because that's how you catch kangaroos. So I don't know what this lawn game thing is.
You never heard of ladder golf?
I've seen it before. Yeah. I haven't played it.
Yeah, I thought you went to college, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Station 2 was 16 tires with the eliminated players and teams. One at a time, you had to bring them a kilometer back and forth. This was the only highlight I put of this because everyone knew the order was just Jordan just being unhappy with Anissa being injured the entire time. He just was vocally being mad that she was injured. Like, he didn't have to yell at her as much. I'm not saying it's okay. Like, I would be frustrated too, but it's just like comically funny because Jordan's been around so long and he could be such an asshole, and it's just given now. He's just like yelling at her for being hurt.
Yeah, he's like, heal yourself. Think about the
Heal.
white blood cells and
Heal.
yourself.
Yeah, sometimes you can get too cocky. Like
He's
I
an
like
asshole.
Jordan.
Like he is an asshole.
Yeah, he
but
is. You know, it's just like, dude, you came into this season like he's had moments in the past where where his cockiness, he was a little too cocky for his own good, and it bit him in the ass. It's like, man, you really came into this season with Anissa as your ride or die. You were really cocky enough to think that you could carry her across the finish line and win this thing.
Anissa's like, she's running. He's like, heal your legs. And she should be like, heal your fingers.
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh.
you know,
Yeah,
like literally, like, she's like, I can't do anything about this. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just like, that's, you
Good
know what I
TV.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying, like, again, I'm mad at her for I'm not gonna say being dumb. Like, that's not to be dumb, but it's like, typical, right? So, like, but he doesn't have to be as mad, but it's funny TV, right? That's my opinion.
I mean, yeah. So Jordan basically tells us that he's Wolverine, and he heals himself mid running. Just
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, can we just drop the dead weight and get rid of Anissa and have Horacio and Jordan go head to head, doing double the work for their partners, and
That'd be
see if they
amazing.
can beat Bananas and Nani and Tori and Devin? Because I would love to see that. And
That'd be really cool.
going back to Tori, since Tori is still in the game and was with Jordan, I know. Remember when she called or said she was a vegan and wasn't wanting to put down those shakes at the
that was a real convenient.
Yeah,
I saw a tweet about that.
Yeah, what did it say?
I that she's not a vegan.
I heard that
I
she
want the
became
scoop
vegan
on
2
that.
years ago.
I love that. I'd actually respect her more if she wasn't, and she was just like,
What did you say, Brad?
I heard she became a vegan 2 years ago. So that this was
well, then she's a vegan.
What was this film 2 years ago?
No,
the
this
day
is not
before?
from 2 years ago.
No, but I'm just saying that like she's
joking.
she's eaten animal product in the past. So this is just the most BS excuse to not do it. And Devin was willing to do it for her. So
when she hooked up with Fessy, a little bit of Fessy went into her to like, I'm not doing an eating challenge.
Oh, right.
After that night.
Station number 3 was the slingshots, where Olivia broke her face. So we're not going to talk about that part about it. But the only other real main point I have about this, like besides that, why is Devin so good at those?
I was telling the Brett on the pregame, I don't think this is hard.
Well, he hits like 100% in all target challenges.
I don't know.
It seemed pretty easy to me.
Yeah, used to shoot water balloons all the time out of those things, and I don't see how that's challenging.
All right. Well,
We
the other team
snipe houses from like football fields away.
Olivia literally broke her own face before she hit one.
So yeah, watching it live,
Horacio did pretty good at it too.
Horacio, well, he's good at everything.
Yeah, he is.
He's so hot right now.
So
did you I was telling Brett earlier before you got on, Bill, it reminded me of that Amazing Race with the watermelon.
Oh my god.
So we got 2 moments of that. So they might need to stop doing that. Get rid of the launcher.
Why weren't they wearing glasses?
That's a great point. And why are they doing with this hook finger? I don't understand this method of just
goggles. That would have been a little mess.
You need to do like you need to pull back like this and why?
Well, it was a golf ball. It wasn't like a water balloon. So
I know, but you could. Why are we doing how is this the strongest thing? Or at least do 3 fingers. Why are we doing 1?
I don't know why she just didn't use her left hand. I mean, it's not that hard.
That's another great point. I mean, there's just.
But I thought the ball was going to drop on the floor.
She did switch to her left hand, and I think that's ultimately it felt weird for her. So I guess it just like when she let go of it, it just like she let it go in an awkward way where it just like snapped back and hit her face. I think she did it with her left hand.
Really?
Check the footage. It's her right hand.
I don't know why Horacio.
She tried with her left hand once, I think.
Horacio honestly could have lined it up and be like, okay, take this, hand it to her, and she just shoots from there. They never said that you couldn't do that.
I like it.
They just had to shoot. So he could line it up like this is the shot, and you just take their place and you shoot it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I like the loophole system.
I'm looking forward. It's 2 more weeks. If they can find good bookend moments for the weeks, like if there's an elimination and we're down to 2 teams for the final episode, I think that'd be really great. Looking forward to seeing, and I think we'll talk about this a little bit more next week because I think it'll be more relevant if there's going to be a twist with the partners themselves at the end, like a money stealing aspect or a possibility or anything like that being thrown at the end, partner switching, etc. But overall, guys, I think it really kind of like good pickup towards the end of the season here. I think it is good that these are the teams that are in the final. They're like good stories and fan favorites. We have a lot of other stuff too that we're covering. We're doing The Bachelor, right? We're doing Are You the One, Married at First Sight, Jersey Shore. We got a couple of like one-offs coming this month. The Love is Blind After the Altar, Perfect Match on Netflix on Valentine's Day. Survivor's coming March 1st. We'll have a preview out. They just announced the cast, so look out for a cast preview special coming out soon. Anything
Australian
else, Brian?
Survivor.
Yeah.
Oh, Australian Survivor. Brett is going to be picking that up. That's going to be dope. Our YouTube shorts, Brian's doing Love Island UK 60-second reviews of each episode. I've been doing some reality TV news. Look out in the next few weeks for shorts for some Bravo shows coming out. The Real Housewives of New Jersey and Vanderpump Rules both come out next week. I'll be reviewing both of those myself. So for myself, Brian, Brett, Waleed, maybe appearance from Bachelor Batman soon on our social medias. Thank you. Peace.